What's good? God bless. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm going to go over in this video simply how I find cards to invest in, how I find cards that are underpriced or what I believe is underpriced, and I'm going to show you proof of some of these cards. So, before we start, one of the best ways to support me, and if you're simply looking for Pokemon cards that are good prices, that are a little bit below market, check out matrixcollects.com. Look, this is my website, so, selfish plug, whatever, but if you want to support me, hey, I'm a small business that's trying to make it, and I'm not trying to scalp prices. So I'm going to tell you what I do as a small business to try and find cards that are just a little bit below on what are here. I put it up, and I make sure that the value is still a little bit below market. So I'm going to go over some cards in this video that I've already invested in, cards that I've gone up. We're going to go through like all of it, and I'll go through everything in each card. So let's say a card's already went up. I'll explain when I bought it and why I bought it. So first one is going to be the most simple one, and everyone knows about this one. That is the Drowsy Character Rare. So I actually pulled this card a long time ago, and this is from the Scarlet and Violet base set. So we go high to low. This card skyrocketed. It boomed. So look, it boomed to over $70-$80 at the moment. Last recently sold for 72. Look, honestly, this card was at like 90 at some point. It was the weirdest thing. Obviously, it had a buyout. That's exactly why. Look, I sold mine for $31.99. I thought that was the best deal possible. This car went up the same day, and before I only had it at like 25, and I decided to only make it up go about $5-$6. I think personally that's way better than making it go up $20. I feel like I would have not felt good personally if I put the card up at $50 and got the sale compared to the 32 that I sold it at. So this card I held on to, even when it was $11. Or, hold on, let's go back to 3 months. Even when it was at this $11 mark, I held on to it. Why? Because the artist of this Pokemon, we have Tomokazu, is one of the most popular artists in Pokemon. People don't, I feel like some people don't really understand. A lot of people are, confused on why this card is so expensive. But I can just simply tell you that it's just the biggest thing is the person who made the art. On top of that, there's other things. So I obviously know, like, when it's a basic Pokemon, a lot of times basic Pokemon are going up in price. Now, the second Pokemon I bought from a card shop, and no one's talking about this. So unless this video skyrockets, then you should pick up on this card. Dude, this card is only 17 at the moment. I picked mine up for about 15. Now, it was $6.32 in November, and at the moment it is $17. The reason why I'm telling you that you should invest into Mantike. I'm going to go back. The last time we got a Mantike card, other than Paradox Rift, obviously from the set, was back in Diamond and Pearl era. Diamond and Pearl. That's the last time we got a Mantike card. So Mantike is one of those really unique Pokemon where it doesn't really get printed too much into Pokemon. So seeing this Pokemon quite literally getting an artwork after many years of it not getting a card is very special, and I feel like it's going to pick up even more than what it is right now. On top of that, this just a beautiful blue artwork. Like, I don't know how else to explain how beautiful this card is. In fact, I have a card on hand. Again, I bought it from a card shop that I plan on sending to PSA to hope to get a 10, because this card is so worth it. Because again, this card is barely ever printed. This Pokemon is barely ever printed. So that means this card is going to be very unique. And that's why I've invested into it. Even it being at $15, I would even recommend buying it at this $17 mark. This card has way more potential than Drowsy does. Never mind, I lied. It doesn't have as much potential as Drowsy, but this card has way more potential to at least double in price to compare to a bunch of other cards we're going to show in this video. Next one I picked up for about $7.75 is the Aipom Character Rare. Now, I think this is a very unique Pokemon, or card in specific, because of the realistic nature that has in the background. We don't see that very much. We have a Nanat Berry with 2 of the Aipoms. We just don't see it too often to where a Pokemon has such a realistic looking background. So this is such a beautiful card. 1 million%. I think this is really nice. I bought it for $7.75. It's at like 10, 11. The one I have has a ding in the right and the left corner. They're so tiny you could barely tell, but it's still enough to where I can't say it's like a gem mint card. But really cool Pokemon. I have one. Again, I bought it for $7.75, which was really good price, because I mean, that was the price back in December, and I was able to get it for that price now. So it's still very possible to find a bunch of these cards, by the way. A lot of going online, a lot of going to claim sales on Instagram, a lot of going to card shops locally. A lot of card shops will give you a decent deal as well. Sometimes, they won't because it's a card shop. They got to, do their thing. Next one is honestly one of my favorites that I'm surprised hasn't gone up as much as, it has, but this is the Litten character rare. So I picked up a card for, I believe I bought it for $6 off my friend, because I thought this was just such a worth it card. And, this is why. It's Litten. Wow. There's actually a couple of things I want to talk about. First off, we have a shiny Litten right here. This is something I look in a lot of detail when it comes to cards, like very, very, very specific details. So if I see something that's like out of the normal, then that's what makes me invest into a card, because there's no way I'm the only person thinking like this. Top left is a Dynamo right here. We have about 4 different Littens, and then again, this shiny Litten, which is pretty unique because we never had a shiny Litten card as I know of. So it's a really cool card. It went from $6, $6.98 in November. It's at about $14 right now. I think this is going to go up to a $30, $40 card. It's a basic Pokemon. It's a really, in my opinion, a really nice looking artwork. It's got that very nice anime, like a childish type of room vibe that I think is kind of cool. So that's definitely a card I definitely wanted to pick up. Next one is, this one's expensive, but I picked mine up for $16.75, and it was beautiful condition. So that is the Hisuian Growlithe. So this card is, at the moment, pretty expensive. So I hope you invest into it. If not, try and find this card a couple dollars under market, and I still recommend buying it now, if you're watching this by the time this video was just freshly uploaded. Card went from about $9. It's at $21 at the moment. The reason that I say that this card is going to go up very, very much, and I'm talking like this is going to be a $70, $80 card in my personal beliefs, is because this card has exact correlation to one of the most expensive cards in the set. Probably, I guess it's the top 5. Perrin Alternative Art. Now this trainer, as you can tell, has this like blue fit. And then if we go straight back to the Growlithe, you can see the shoes and the pants. So these cards have a correlation, and a lot of times when Pokemon cards have correlations, they all go up in price significantly. Now, the Growlithe has not been going up as quickly as the Altar, I feel. Granted, this is $58 to almost $90. That's pretty significant for an alternative art, especially for Twilight Masquerade. This set didn't come out that long ago. Really, really cool card. Now, speaking of the correlations, we should go to I believe this is Scarlet and Violet base set has this card. Kirlia. I picked it up for $26.75. I didn't realize how good of a deal I got on this card. This card is so beyond good. So I got the Kirlia character rare. Now, personally, if you could pick out of the 3, get the Ralts or the Gardevoir. Kirlia, honestly, is something that I bought it just because of how good the deal was. So this card has gone from $12. It's up to $27 as of right now. And if we go to last recently sold, we'll see near mint 30, 31, 31. So the reason why I picked up this card, and I recommend looking at Scarlet and Violet base set, which I've made a video digging deep into Scarlet and Violet base, because it is the most underrated Scarlet and Violet set of all time. Kirlia is a Pokemon that is in the middle of Ralts and Gardevoir, which both are really popular. So in the mix, Kirlia may not be the most popular, but it's still going to be pretty popular just from the correlation. This card has a story, because as the Ralts, we'll look up each one actually. So if we go up Scarlet and Violet. Oh, wait, let's look up Scarlet and Violet base set. So, okay, you know what? We're not going to be, okay, let's... Ralts. So we'll start with Ralts. So Ralts is the first character rare. If you can find a way to get this card, pick up to it ASAP. This card's going to be really hard to find. I've never been able to find this card out in the wild. Now, this card went from $20. It is at $34 at the moment. Then we have, that's Japanese, 31, 31, 47. This card is going up insanely fast. Obviously, it's a basic Pokemon, a really popular Pokemon. You just saw the Kirlia before, which was the other evolution. Now, the last one we should go over is the Gardevoir. Now, if you've been taking a look at the artworks, you can tell that they all tell a story compared to the 3. Now, at the very end of this storytelling, it's now Gardevoir all grown up with the family, with a nice background, plants. Even this Gardevoir is probably one of the best Gardevoir looking cards that are out there when it comes to all alt arts. I would personally think. At the moment, it's only at about $50. If you see the last recently sold for $65, I think this card could definitely be a good $70 to $80 card coming to the future. So that's definitely something I can't wait to see. Just simply because I have the Curlia, so that means that's definitely gonna go up. Granted, Gardevoir has had some good cards. Like this is a good card. Like all these are cool, but I think this is the cheapest Gardevoir that you can invest in, and you'll get your money back. As in, like you are the most likely to get a higher return with buying this card right now. Because if you buy this card, you're very, very unlikely. For one, you have to spend way too much money on the card. But then on top of that, you have to try and get a good condition. This Gardevoir is double the price. Then we have this Gardevoir, which hard to get a good condition. This is, if you get a good condition Gardevoir, go get the lottery ticket, bro. Because that'd be, you win a lottery ticket if you can get a good condition Generations card. But what I'm trying to say is Scarlet Violet is a set that is so easy to get as of right now. And if you don't take advantage of some of these cards I'm showing you in this video, you're going to miss out. I'm going to show you on a card that I missed out on. So it was $275 for I could have bought it. And I am so unfortunate that I didn't buy it because it is skyrocketed. It had a buyout. So this card, Sandal character, I saw for $275. I didn't pick it up because I picked up some other cards, which I thought was more worth it at the time, which it was. But this card has skyrocketed. It went from $2. It just had a buyout recently. It is at $8 at the moment. Absolutely insane. Last recently sold, 9. Mildly played. Near mint, it's probably Japanese. 7, 10. So this card is starting to go up in price. Scarlet and Violet base set. If we look at Scarlet and Violet base set as a set right now, I kind of went over this yesterday, but just to kind of put it into better perspective for some of y'all that don't understand how good Scarlet and Violet base set is. Because I really feel like some of y'all may not understand, may not see what I'm seeing on how good Scarlet Violet base set is. Their boost boxes are still $160. That's the cheapest booster box you could possibly get. Now, if we keep going, if we go through some of the cards, Drowsy, number 1. Gardevoir, number 2. Ralts, number 3. Those are high big ones. Miriam, dude, if I can find a way to get a Miriam, I am. I'm telling you, if I can get my hands on a Miriam, why? I think this is such a good price. Oh, it's going down? Good. That's when you buy it. Pikachu in the background. It's an alternative art. I don't see why this hasn't had a buyout yet. And I think the reason it hasn't is because everyone's so focused on character rares. So as me thinking of a business personally, or even just trying to think of like what cards I should buy before they go up, I think what cards are not being looked at that are still really cool, right? So, like, the Iono. I have one. I bought it at a card shop, so I know it's in phenomenal condition. I bought it for $60. What is it right now? It went down to 51. It's at 64 right now. So, yeah, I'm only up $4 as of right now. But it's at 65, 65, 65, 70, 70. This card is starting to go up in price. Paldea Evolved is known for a set to not have a good print run. The fact that I have a good print, good near mint condition Iono card is very good. On top of that, there's the Eevee, there's the Pikachu. Now, some people will say, yes, it is risky because you're spending more of your money on the card. However, how I see it is if you have the money for it and you have at least some background knowledge, then I feel like you would be able to understand that this card has been expensive before, and with history repeats itself, which it always does, cards that are expensive will get really expensive again. It's happened so many times. You could go back to Hidden Fates cards, Fusion Strike cards, Evolving Skies cards. Really high in the beginning, went down, really high again. Paldea Evolves getting really hard to find as well. I want to go back to Scarlet and Violet base set just to see. I want to see what are the prices on the packs right now. Scarlet and Violet packs. Let's do base, or let's do load it higher. It's only $4 for a pack. Spending an extra 25 cents. By the way, I'm going to say this, but always buy the sleeve pack because later down the line in the future, these sleeve packs almost go double the price of a normal pack. That's simply because I think there's some collectors out there that like sleeve packs, but every single time, like I have 2 Evolving Skies sleeve packs. I have them on my website. I might take them down because I have them at too good of a price, I feel. But over time, like sometimes it's worth it to spend more than 25 cents. However, let's say if you buy 50 of these, buy Scarlet and Violet like the normal packs, because like obviously if you're buying 50, that's different. But I mean, dude, Scarlet and Violet, this base set, this is the only set that is $4. There is no other Pokemon pack on the market as of right now that you will find that is $4 for a pack. And we've literally just went over the amazing stuff that's in this set. Like, this set is so good. It is absolutely crazy. Now, there's a couple cards as well that I still want to go over. So, I want to go over Astral Radiance real quick. Astral Radiance. I might make a better video on Astral Radiance because I think this is one of the most underrated Sword and Shield sets of all time. No one understands why Astral Radiance is so good. I'm going to show you an alt art that I bought. I bought it for $10.75. Bro, this card, I bought it for $10.75. I'm going to explain to you why this was my best investment out of any Pokemon card that I bought so far. You might be like, that's crazy. A little bit. But, look, Rufflet, Pachirisu, Spheal, Starly, Hisuian Quillfish, Avalugg. Is that an Avalugg? I think that is Avalugg. The evolution of the Quillfish, Swinub. There is so many Pokemon on this art. And over millions of time in history again, what do we always see? A lot of cards. Basic Pokemon, number one. That's how I look at it. Number two, the amount of Pokemon that is in this artwork it's different. No, like, it's really difficult to name a Pokemon card that has 6 different Pokemon in it. That's insane. So, $9.52 in December. It is at 11. Last recently sold for 18. 2 near mint copies. 15, 15, 18. I low-key got probably one of the best deals on this Lillican alt art. And I'm holding on to this card for... I'm telling you, in about 3 months, I can see this card being $35, $55. Because for one, Sword and Shield is out of print. But for number two, a lot of people are going to look back at Sword and Shield and realize how beautiful that this alt art is, especially if some of the gurus on YouTube talk about how good this card is, because even being less than a $20 card, this is a really underrated card. I'm holding on to this card because this is such an amazing card. So I'm going to make a video right after this about Astral Radiance because I have a couple cards from Astral Radiance that I think are super underrated. So I'll go over that in tomorrow's video. So God bless. Jesus loves y'all. Have a fantastic day.